Ask Reddit by Houston, Texas 2022. Would you support a mandatory retirement age of 75 for us House, us Senate and AMP, us Supreme Court justices, and if not why? Yes. We have age minimums. We need maximum age limits. These people are making decisions for a future they won't be involved in. In the US, age discrimination is illegal, but only in one direction. I am 82 years old. Personally, I feel that anyone my age who still gets off on power needs to be kept away from normal people. But to the point of this post, the world has been run by old people since the beginning of our species, and just look at the place. Yes, if you were intelligent to begin with, your wisdom and common sense will increase with age, but so will your cynicism. If you were a young jackass, you will become an old jackass, and a hidebound prejudiced old jackass at that. Give them a nice pension at 70, with the condition that if they mess with politics or government again they lose the pension. Deleted. Yes, we need people who are in good mental shape to lead the country, and at around that age cognitive decline becomes more noticeable in many people. Deleted. 70 and as for president, no one can run over 65. FFS, get with the program folks, just retire. I personally believe 65 should be the age we see everyone retire at. This should also be the age limit for the government officials in office to help set that precedent. Age requirement of 65. 2-term limit. Congress people serve 4-year instead of 2-year terms, and no campaigning more than 60 days before the election. And candidates can only use funds provided by public funds, tiered for each stage of the election process, with strict reporting requirements on how that money is spent. I feel like if we were to attach an age to it, it should be the age of retirement, but I feel like it would be more important to have term limits. Limits would fix almost all the same issues and address more, without arbitrarily deciding someone is too old to serve the state. Deleted. No, the problem isn't age, it's our election system. Politicians get old in office because it's so fucking hard to vote them out. End legal bribery, end FPTP, and we'll see a much healthier turnover in our political processes. Yeah, I mean, have you seen the type of young people we have in Congress? If you're on the left, I'm talking about Matt Gaetz, MTG, Cawthron, Lauren Boebert. If you're on the right, I'm talking about the squad. Young people obviously should be included, their voice matters, but having the Hoyers of Congress is what keeps the damn place actually operational. They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two. Mom said it's my turn to post this. No, it's your turn to complain about daylight savings time. Tomorrow you can post about this. Deleted. Not that I don't agree, but wouldn't that also be the counter argument from those opposed to term limits? That it should be up to the voters to decide if they should continue to serve rather than a restriction by rule? I'll be the contrarian. If you're good, regardless of age. I'll take a 75-year-old who is smarter, savvier, and better representative of my values than a 35-year-old. If you don't like them because they're senile, don't vote for them, that's all. Honestly, I feel the same about lower age limits that aren't just the age of majority. I would go even younger at 70. Sure, that may mean we would lose Bernie, we would also be ditching McConnell, Pelosi, and the other fossils in office who refuse to address the problems we face. They refuse to address the problems because they created the problems decades ago. Would rather see mandatory voting like Australia. Curious how that works. Are you fined if you don't vote then? No, making politicians retire at some arbitrary age would not address the underlying problems our system has. Term limit is the way to go. If you have term limits though, the only long-term experienced people involved in lawmaking will be the lobbyists. What problem are you trying to solve by doing this? Apparently people want to be represented by ancient dinosaurs. Something like 17% of Americans are over 65. This was 9% in 1970. The median age of Americans has gone up from 28 to 38, and at the same time the average age of politicans has gone up by about 11. This is Americans as a whole. Once you select for voters, the median age is almost 50. Almost half of American voters were born before the Tuskegee experiments were made public, or Amy Coney Barrett was born. This country votes for old people because there are a shit ton of old people. No, absolutely not. Nor should there be a minimum age, apart from 18. The point of a representative democracy is that the people vote for whom they want. Putting restrictions on who can run serves no purpose other than invalidating the votes of people you disagree with. It's not up to you or me to decide who is valid as a candidate. That's the entire point of democracy. Edit. And to those of you that are convinced that if all the old people were just gone, then everyone would agree with you, you're ironically the exact kind of uninformed voter that you claim to be trying to prevent. I agree. It's up to voters to pick their leaders. People are living longer, so politicians are getting older, but these are the choices we've made as a society. I don't think age is really a good indicator of political quality anyway. Go look at us senators under the age of 50 or 55 and there's plenty of despicable turds. Holy fuck shit Reddit, anyone should have the chance to represent the people. Just don't vote for them. You psychopaths don't actually want democracy. I'd wager a solid 90% of the people that have commented advocating for age term limits and cognitive testing didn't vote in the primaries, and probably 65%, if I'm being generous, won't vote in the general. No, because if there was a 76-year-old candidate I liked, I would want the freedom to vote for them. Supporting things like this is so short-sighted. No, because I don't like excluding people based on age. Elders have long been respected for their experience and opinions in societies dating back to the first civilizations. I'd like to see reform in how we elect our leaders, but the arbitrary age of 75 being where we cut it off isn't it for me. Show me some data that states how to reform politics to reduce corruption and increase participation by the public and I'll support it wholeheartedly.